Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on. Straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything inside. But somehow things started
Four
to change.
score in several years ago, I would say, we embarked on this podcasting venture, the Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast. We've come a long way, Teebs, and it feels like it's been a while, and I feel like this is...
Do you even know what a score is?
I just know that it's like in a famous speech or something. You know, it felt like...
A score is 20 years. We have not been doing this show for 80-something years. That would be outrageous.
It feels like we've been doing it for 80 years. I mean, you certainly look like someone that has been doing something for 80 years. Walked right into that one. Walked right into that one, and with that, we begin Series 4.
Minute into Season 4 and already.
I don't stop. Can't stop. Won't. No, I'm not going to finish that. I'm not going to finish that quote. I'm just not going to do it. It is the Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast. It is the premiere of Series 4. It's been a minute. It hasn't been, 80 years or whatever Teebs suggested, but we're back. We're here, and it's been a minute. We haven't recorded since Comic-Con. We still talk to each other about nerdy crap all the time, but we haven't been formally on the podcast in 3 months? We took our OSHA federally mandated hiatus.
Yeah, something like that.
So let's just catch
mandated.
OSHA mandated. So let's just catch everybody up. First and foremost, we have a little bit of excitement here. Series 4 is the series that Teebs has deemed either one of two things or both. It's either the series of standardization or the series where we really need to start making some money here.
The series of standardization and monetization, folks. So listen,
I like it.
I need everybody that's listening to this podcast right now to tell 10 friends.
Only 10?
To tell 100 friends.
There you go. You're trying to make money, so just don't limit it to 10. What are you
doing? Listen, we're going to have all kinds of stuff that you people want. We're going to have everything. What do you want? What do you want? Hot takes? Here's the hot take. I don't think Puffy did it. That's a take.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my Christ. Oh my God. Abort take.
What do you guys want?
Take right now.
You guys want political content? Do you want political content?
No, absolutely not. Nobody wants that.
Maybe not. Not yet. Not until after. Not until a couple weeks. Then we'll get as political as hell.
So we have professionalized this a little bit. We were doing this podcast through, Zoom and bubblegum and rubber bands, but now the Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast is powered by Riverside FM, which is just a wonderful recording studio that we have here now. So this is great. We're all professional and shit now.
In the immortal words of Wayne Brady on the Dave Chappelle show, Riverside motherfuckers.
Yes. The great things about Riverside FM, again, not trying to get free account subscriptions, but if they want to throw it our way, then sure, fine. But one thing that I did discover this time around before I was playing with it is that we can actually do live broadcasts and stream them through like Facebook, YouTube, whatever. So possibility of live word. WERD exclamation point word. So there's possibility of like live broadcast and people can quote unquote call in and shit. So that'll be fun when we get that figured out.
Call in?
Yeah. People can call in as guests. It's going to be awesome. That's what the mailbag show is going to be all about.
Again, we need active, engaged listeners to have a mailbag episode. So again,
Well,
if you guys want that,
that. We have that.
I
We
know
have
we
to get
do.
on.
We're gonna need more. We're gonna need more of them, and we're gonna need them to tell hundreds of their friends because Teebs needs money. You guys, I love you,
Listen, Kid Phoenix needs
but
money
we
too.
need
Okay.
money.
It's high time we did some extra professionalism around here because we had a panel at Comic-Con. I don't know if we ever mentioned that. Did we mention that on the podcast? I think we did.
I believe we mentioned. I believe it
We
was brought up.
It
Yeah,
was
I
brought
believe it
up,
came up. Yes,
and
it was
again, and
mentioned. Yes.
everybody that showed up to the multi-generational pop culture summit at the 2024 Comic-Con, thank you for showing up and hanging out. Thank you again to our guests, Andy Ducleth and Savannah Tiffany. Just awesome times all around. Can't wait to do it again next year. Eddie Ibrahim, get at us.
Let Eddie rest for a while.
For now.
Don't worry about Eddie just yet. Just tell Eddie to chill out for now.
All right, Eddie, relax. You've earned this rest. You've earned your federally mandated OSHA hiatus.
Now that is talking about what happened at Comic-Con. Now, KidPhoenix,
Yes.
what have you been doing since Comic-Con?
So, a couple things. Obviously, I've been working at the university that I work at. I'm actually going back to school, so that's nice. Consuming some
Just like
media.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Not quite. Slightly less than that 1980s movie that is probably just as
Are you going to
problematic
do a
as
triple
everything else.
Lenny? Is that what's going to happen? Are
No,
you going to do a triple Lenny?
No,
Is anyone going to get this reference?
Not a soul. Not a soul. You're speaking to the wrong crowd. I've been consuming a little bit of media as far as like things that I've never watched before, and so Suits, I started getting into that because apparently that's like a thing. Everybody loves that show, and they're all in the T-Mobile commercials. So I gave that a look, and
Yeah, because the thing people don't really know about you is that you love finance. You're actually a finance bro.
I'm not a
I actually get all my financial advice from you.
I'm not. That
And,
is not accurate at all. That is not true in the slightest. But
what's
I
the
also
big thing, right? What, T-bills? You want me to get into T-bills right now?
no
Treasury bills?
CDs, man, CDs. That's the
Okay.
one. What else have I been consuming? Deadpool Wolverine, which we'll get into when we talk about Marvel. I saw that opening weekend at San Diego. That was awesome. Alien Romulus was awesome.
Still haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine.
Get on it, man. It's
What do you
good
mean
stuff.
get on it?
It's good stuff.
When I can watch it on Disney Plus without having to pay $20, I will watch it.
Well, it'll be there at the end of the month. Listen, if you really want to watch it, I have my ways of getting you motion pictures.
I don't really care that much.
And that's a joke. That's a joke, NSA. If you're listening, don't look into. Let's just move on.
NSA wouldn't care. NSA wouldn't care. FBI would care a lot.
I've also been watching. I finished up Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the follow-up to Mutant Mayhem. Very well done, similar to the Mutant Mayhem animation, so that was amazing. And it's a short 9-episode first season, so you're in, you're out, you're sleeping, everything's fine. What else? Agatha, which I'm sure we'll get into when we start talking about Marvel. I got into that, and I've been enjoying that so far. Penguin, I have not checked out yet, but I've heard very, very many great things about it, so I feel like I should tap in a little bit. And outside of that, that's
the show can't be as good as they're all saying. I think they're all punk. I think they're all trying to make fools of us and make us watch this show when they know it's not good.
Well, listen, that's how personally I felt about House of the Dragon, and then while I was in San Diego, Teebs and I ran through the entirety of season 1 and 2 of House of the Dragon. So we probably have thoughts about that, since that's something that we both consumed at the same time. Do you have any stellar House of the Dragon takes?
People were mad
Teebs is chewing ice,
that
which
the
is great
Valerian.
radio.
People were mad that the Valerians were race shifted. What's the race version of gender swapped? Race swapped?
Just say race. Just say race swap. People will understand what the hell you're talking about.
Well, I appreciate it, because without them being black, I wouldn't be able to keep track of like anybody in this goddamn show. For real. Like, I need the Valerians to be black, the Targaryens to be white.
So you need that. This is something that is required.
I need that. Season 2, I feel like season 2 has much more action. It feels like they ran out of film at the end, but we'll give them that. It should not have been an 8-episode season. It should have been a 10-episode season.
Yeah,
but,
that's what
I understand.
That's kind of what I had a little difficulty understanding, like why 8 episodes and not 10. Like, look, they just left such a cliffhanger at the end of the season 2.
TV shows cost money nowadays. It's not 2020 and 2021 anymore. People aren't just throwing bags of cash everywhere.
Oh, they're
just
not?
to get content on their services. They're not.
Are you sure?
Hopefully they're still throwing them at us, but no one else.
Right. I would think you might need to rethink that, because didn't they spend like $175 million on Agatha? I think something like that. It's a high number.
That show could not have cost that much money.
I find your lack of faith in Bob Iger spending money to be disturbing.
There's no way that show costs $175 million. Get the hell out of here.
We'll just have to check the tapes. We'll just have to check the tapes. So
no effing way.
That's me. What have you been doing?
Well, as I discussed, watched some House of the Dragon. I actually went through all of Game of Thrones again. Been doing a lot of art. Nothing to shout about yet, but as soon as I have some stuff, I'll be doing San Diego Comic Fest this weekend. That's be something October 25th and 26th.
I was going to save that to the end. I was going to save that to the end for the cheap plug that we always do. Yes, 25, 26 will be Friday, Saturday.
Hey, Connie, is that 26 and 27? Okay, yeah, Connie says 26 and 27. Connie's my intern, my new intern.
Oh, my God.
To keep things under control. So, yeah, Connie says 26, 27.
Why do you need money if you have an intern? Interns are free labor. Don't you know that?
Well, I mean, listen, what an asshole you are.
Are you paying for tuition? Is that what you're doing?
Let Connie eat. Let Connie
fine. All right.
Go to Subway and get one of those stupid foot-long cookies. Who wants a foot-long cookie anyway? Did anyone ask for this? This is outrageous. It's ridiculous.
When did that happen?
When did Subway get the foot-long cookie? I don't know. Somebody said, hey, you know what? We got really deep ovens. I got an idea, you guys. Like, no. Stupid.
Is it as stupid or more than stupid than Chick-fil-A having they're making original content? Like, that is a thing that is happening. Chick-fil-A has
making original content.
Chick-fil-A is coming out with a streaming service. Yeah.
What the hell is going to be on that service? What's it going to be? 24 hours of chicken and racism? What are we doing, Chick-fil-A?
It's just going to be chicken run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's all it's going to be.
Wow.
What do we do? What's going on? What is
Shit,
happening?
wait. No. It's not going to be Chicken Run. It's going to be Chicken Run. It's going to be Rockadoodle. That'll be on there.
and then
um,
and then 10 Commandments on Sundays.
yeah. All Sundays is all. It's 10 Commandments followed by Passion of the Christ.
and the yet to be released Passion of the Christ sequel. That is a Chick-fil-A exclusive. All right.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute.
This is news that we have to report, people. I'm sorry.
All right, on Easter Sunday, or sorry, not on Easter Sunday, but when Jesus Christ showed up after he rose from the dead to the apostles, do you think he said, "I'm thinking I'm back"?
All right, we need to move on.
Yeah.
Alien Romulus. That's something that we've both seen. And
that is a movie we have both seen.
And that was another big summer, John. What did you think?
Initially, I was disappointed, but I have come around to realize that it does have some very spectacular, tense scenes, and I need to stop thinking that every alien movie is going to reinvent cinema. So
really
it's a fine entry into the. Listen, the series has a lot of big shoes to fill. And anytime a new Alien movie comes out, I'm going to be like, I need to stop what I'm doing and pay attention because this is going to change the world. And it didn't. Alien Romulus didn't change the world, but that's fine. I'm dealing with that myself.
It was a good movie. Fede did
in Alien Romulus news, he did fantastic work. In Alien Romulus news, when that movie comes out on physical media in December,
tell him
it will be coming out on HD Blu-ray. It'll be coming out on HD DVD.
Yes.
4K.
Yes.
Blu-ray.
Yes.
DVD.
Yes.
And VHS.
And we are both purchasing
I
VHS.
might be buying a VHS. I might do that. That's happening.
Pull the VHS out of the barn, out of the bunker. That is happening.
Blow the dust off of it. If you don't have one, get down to a Goodwill or find an estate sale. Get a goddamn VCR in your life.
I am
Watch
all over
a
that.
completely inferior format just for the lulz.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. I honestly can't. Other alien related news that just
oh my
god, both of us.
Oh my god,
just tickles, just absolute tickles. All the feels for this.
Okay, well, listen.
Let me do this one. Let me get this one.
No, this is mine to do. You shut up.
Damn. Okay, I will back up off the mic. This is all you. Go ahead.
So, not only have I been playing the Silent Hill remake, the Silent Hill 2 remake, which anybody who is a fan of that series thought was like an impossibility, just never going to happen. They're never going to touch that. They're never going to do another Silent Hill for it to be as good as it is. And then, like days before or days after I start playing the Silent Hill 2 remake, the news breaks that they are working on a sequel to Alien Isolation, and I had a very strange feeling.
Oh God.
I had like a warmness that came over my body, and like the corners of my mouth were like pulled in like an upward motion. Has anyone ever experienced anything like this?
I believe what you're referencing is happiness. I believe that's what you're referencing.
I was not familiar with this occurrence. I thought I was having a stroke. I called
You
I
called
called
Connie.
urgent care. I called
You,
the urgent care. Connie was not. Connie was in school
you
at the
had
time.
you had
But
Connie call urgent care, and then you had
no,
Jerome. You had Jerome pull up the car.
I called urgent care. I called 911. The ambulance driver came in. They said, "Look, you're just smiling, sir. I understand." But no, but like Alien Isolation might be my favorite game. It's
it's
definitely top 5.
it's definitely the
Um,
scariest effing game any of us will ever play.
I think it's fair to say that not fair to say, but I consider Alien Isolation to be canonical content.
Well, yeah,
Um,
because Alien Isolation, like there were Easter eggs from Alien Isolation in
mhm.
Romulus.
It's
Like
true, and
Fede basically said,
and
"All right, I played all of Alien Isolation. I watched like playthroughs and whatever. That's what I want my movie to be."
if Alien Isolation were a standalone movie, it would be third for me.
Yeah,
Behind Alien and Aliens.
because you can just watch the cinematics on YouTube, right? Or
Hmm.
even or just the playthroughs of the
IGN
part two.
actually IGN actually released a series, a way to watch Alien Isolation in a serial way, not too long ago. You can find all that stuff on YouTube. Um, so yes, and then to top it all off, to top that all off, we find out
Good video
that
game
at the that
resurgences.
that in 3 days, another one of my favorite games of all time, the original Red Dead Redemption, will finally be coming to PC for the first time.
Not just Red Dead
And
Redemption,
I'm
but
just
Red Dead Redemption and the Undead Nightmare. It's a 2-pack.
right, Undead Nightmare together. So it's like all I need now is for somebody to do a remastered. All I need now is for Rockstar to remaster the Warriors or redo that, and
Oh
I'll be
yeah.
in business.
Oh yeah. Don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong. The musical album that you referred to me the other day, like that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like I need the full complete John here.
You guys, Lin Man did a musical, or he wrote a musical for the
He wrote a
Warriors.
musical for the
Um,
Warriors.
it did not. I don't think the show got made, but they made the album. Go check out that album.
That
If
album
you
is
buy that
fantastic.
album, if you buy the album, they might make the show. It might be enough. They might decide, hey, this album made like $9 trillion. Maybe we should put on this show.
Well,
Um,
listen, you have all this bankroll because I don't know what you're paying Jerome or Connie or any your other
I'm not paying Connie anything. I
your
don't know who this
farrier,
Jerome is. I
your
don't know who.
valet.
I don't have I don't have horses. Okay, what the hell
You
would I need a farrier for?
I'm just saying, you have all this disposable income. Maybe you can just finance Lin Man's play.
It's not disposable income.
It's Lin Man.
It's
You know you'll get your return on investment.
right. I already bought 2 copies of the album. Don't get me wrong. I bought it on vinyl, and then I bought it on reel to reel
You
because
did
I'm an
not.
idiot.
You did
But
not.
I did not. I did not.
All right. So let's just keep going, kick it back, keep it going into high gear here. There's a lot of James Gunn DC madness that we need to report on.
Is there? I have not
Yeah.
been keeping up with the
So
James Gunn DC madness.
so we had the DC Lantern, so that's pretty much been cast. Nathan Fillion is going to be playing Guy Gardner. Kyle Chandler is going to be playing Hal Jordan, and then Aaron Pierre of Rebel Ridge fame is going to be playing John Stewart. There's a big hub.
Fantastic.
There's a big hubbub about that because Aaron Pierre he's not dark skinned enough. I have no comment
Like,
to
listen,
that. Like no,
some people just need to be in their bag about stuff. Like, I don't know. Like,
it's
hey, you're
he's
getting John Stewart.
you're getting John Stewart. It's Aaron Pierre. He's a black man. Whatever. I'm cool with it. It's fine. We just move on from that. Uh, People got upset about like Crypto the dog. Apparently, like people were up in their kitchens about that.
I
Um,
love the dogs in the movie. I love that.
I love the dogs in the movie. I think there was some rumblings how like crypto, the breed of crypto is like different from the common
Are you
person.
kidding me?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Listen, folks will argue about anything. They look for anything to get upset about. You know this.
Really? I really am sick of these nerds. Like, fucking calm
you,
down.
you are one of them. That's the problem.
I'm not like this.
Not like
We
that,
might
no.
no. We might have to do a podcast on how kind of we've squandered the hope and the promise of nerddom.
Are we qualified to answer that?
Are we qualified to talk about any of the goddamn nonsense we do on this podcast?
Generally not, but I just figured I'd
There
ask
you
anyway.
go.
What else in DC? The trailer for Creature Commandos, the animated thing, that dropped, and that looks really good. They got Viola Davis to come back and do the voice for Amanda Waller, so that's always cool for me. I always enjoy that. Nothing new as far as like the Batman 2. I haven't heard too much of anything. But outside of James Gunn DC madness, just regular DC madness, the epic nuclear explosion that was Joker 2 Electric Boogaloo, and like how that bombed at the box office. Holy crap. I guess this just goes to show that not everything needs a sequel, you guys.
Seriously, that Joker was lightning in a bottle. So like, I didn't know why you expected this movie to do anything.
I don't know. Did you have a little bit of curiosity about the fact that it was like, all right, so it's Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. They're doing like a musical thing. The biggest criticism I got is just like, it's a musical, but it doesn't know how to be a musical. Like it's a bad musical was the thing. And I'm like, if you have Lady Gaga, how do you screw that up?
I don't think it's the fact that I think that it has more to do with what that movie is about than the actual
Concept.
Yeah.
That's fair. But again, it was one of those things, like you said, lightning in a bottle. You didn't like a sequel to that was like unnecessary.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm still trying to get a Static Shock movie. I'm like, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Like that would be tough. I don't see how you go make a Static Shock movie when Enter the Spider-Verse exists.
Not for a while, because last time I checked, read anything, there's not going to be that third Spider-Verse movie isn't coming until 2028, something like that.
Yeah, it's an animated film. It'd take a long time to do it. How much time was between Enter and Across?
It was 2 years, I think.
It was more than that.
Was it? Okay, never mind.
Either that or they were working on one while they were doing the other.
You're right. What else has been happening in nerd circles? Oh, so before we get season 3 of Brave New Worlds, we get something that I'm personally excited for, and that is the Section 31 TV movie starring Michelle Yeoh. Teebs was disappointed because he thought it was a series, but then I pointed out to him it's just like a 2-hour like TV movie.
Oh no, I was not disappointed. I was happy that it is not a series.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour TV movie. I think that works. I don't think that's something that you should drag out. There are certain things that you should drag out for 6 to 8 episodes, and there are certain things that you should just do for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then keep it pushing. But with no discovery in my life anymore, like this is all I have to connect to that show. So don't ruin this for me.
I'm not trying to ruin anything for you. I'm just saying I am at odds. I think the idea, and I have always thought that the idea of there being a Section 31 is at odds with the fundamental core of what Star Trek is. So
well, we'll have to discuss this with the Rebinge It podcast at some point this series. That will have to be brought up.
Okay, we can talk about that. When is that show set to come out?
January.
Okay, we can discuss it with them.
Yeah, so you know what that means, though, right? That means you will
What
have
do
to
you mean?
watch. It means you have to watch Section 31.
Listen, I will watch it for content and to make money because, again, standardization and
Standardization and
monetization.
monetization. Yeah.
But I will watch it just to make sure I have tons of stuff to comment on and talk about.
And when you say that, you mean tons of shit to talk about it. Like
Hey, I don't know.
like all of the oh my god, this is so awful. Why did they do this? That kind of thing.
It might be good. I
You're a
doubt
Star
it. I
Trek
seriously doubt it.
purist. You're a Star Trek purist over here.
It could be good. I seriously doubt it,
Wow.
but I'm gonna try.
All right, that's fair. Moving on real quick to the MCU and some stuff that was out while we were away. I gotta say, man, Deadpool Wolverine. If you haven't watched it, watch it. I know Teebs hasn't watched it, and I'm hoping that when he gets it on Disney Plus, he won't like shutter it to the side. He'll like actually sit down with a nice I don't know with a nice Cav Sauvignon, something like that, and just like enjoy it. Maybe Pinot Gris, something like that.
I mean,
But
we'll see.
between that and Agatha, Marvel's had an okay year, mainly because these are the only two
I
things that
th-
came out.
the thing about Agatha is it's the only Disney show that I've seen in a long time. It's the only Marvel anything I've seen in a long time that does not feel like it's just a trailer for the next Disney thing.
Right.
It's its own thing, right?
It's completely disconnected from the MCU with the exception of like one reveal that I'm not going to get into, but basically if you watched WandaVision, then yeah, that's the only connection that it has right now that I've noticed.
Right, right.
Outside of that, it's independent of the MCU and it's done really well and it's perfect for the month of October. It's something that anybody can pick up and watch and they just want to see some spooky trippy shit. Like it's perfect. It's good stuff.
Perfect.
And I'm not saying Marvel is like cooking. They're not out here making like beef Wellingtons or anything like that, but it's not cafeteria meat out here either.
Like it is solid. It is. Is it the best show? No. Is it the
No.
worst show? No.
Also no.
Is it the first attempt in a long time that I felt that Marvel has been saying, "Hey, let's just try to make something good on its own." Yes. So for that, let's give them a golf clap. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um is that something that made you interested in the show? The fact that it was pretty independent of the MCU? Because that immediately piqued my interest. Like, oh wait, they're doing something that nobody has to watch 16 movies and 7 television series to watch.
I didn't know what to expect, but I liked all the actors involved with it, so I checked it out for a bit, and it kept my interest. I have to get back to it, but yeah, for the most part, I can't complain.
And we've said this before. We said this definitely last series how Marvel needed to take a break for a little bit and just kind of like chill and relax. That moratorium is over because in Variety today, the or no, not today, but the slate for 2025 and 2026 is it's out. It's
The
done.
slate. Oh my god, the slate. The slate.
So starting in February of next year, we get Captain America 4. That's the Sam
Now,
Wilson cap.
now Captain America is very interesting because I thought of all the Marvel shows, I thought the Sam Wilson stuff that did not have to do with the overarching plot of that show was very
Falcon Winter
interesting. And
Soldier, you
if
mean?
yeah, Falcon Winter Soldier, and if this movie picks up on some of that stuff, it could be very interesting. The idea that Sam Wilson doesn't really know if he should be Captain America, but doesn't think anybody else should be either,
It's just
and what
like
it
an
means to carry
extension,
that.
just like
Yeah,
an extension
but
of his like existential crisis, so to speak.
but like more of like what it means to actually be that mantle and be the person that Sam Wilson is, and how all that plays out. Now, if it just winds up being an excuse to have the Red Hulk run around
Yeah,
and like tear shit up, then I'm going to be a little bit upset by that.
I and
But you know,
great. We get Red Hulk. That's fun. That's interesting. But again, it's like it's Captain America against Red Hulk. So now I don't know if you are, but in the back of my head, I'm just like, all right, what other freaking cameos are we gonna get? Because I know Sam Wilson ain't gonna be out here taking out the Red Hulk by himself. Like somebody else is coming in that we
yeah,
don't know about.
we just need to keep the cameos to a minimum.
Keep him to a
Try to
minimum.
just ground this and make it about Sam Wilson, his struggles being Captain America, and I think that is an interesting movie. What else is in the slate?
The very next month, the very March, we get the Marvel TV show that I've been waiting for like 4 years since we started this podcast. I've been waiting for this. That is Daredevil Born Again.
Is the
I
whole cast from the Netflix show back, or is
The
it
whole
just
cast. So
okay?
Charlie Cox is back, Deborah Ann Wool is back, Foggy is back, Vinny D is back. Everybody's in here. John Bernthal is back. That's the only one I'm kind of like, don't really need Punisher here. Not really, but I am excited, and I'm hoping that something that they are going to try to do is weave in the Mayor Fisk comic book storyline, because I think that is a fantastic way to reintroduce everybody to Daredevil. If you've not read the Mayor Fisk comic arc, it's very self-explanatory. Kingpin becomes the mayor of New York, and Daredevil is out here like, yeah, this can't be good. I need to stop this. So if they tap into
Yeah.
that, I'm in.
Um.
Here's
What
All right.
else do we have on the slate here?
Here's one that Teebs takes some personal umbrage with just because of who is in the movie, and that's Thunderbolts. That's in May of next year.
No, actually, I don't have any like Thunderbolts. A lot of people are down on it. I think it probably has the best ensemble cast of any of these things coming. Um,
Yeah,
Florence Pugh and Sebastian
Dave,
Stan, and
David Harbour.
like that's enough. Yeah, Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan alone are enough to put asses in seats, you know.
But then you
So
add David Harbour, and then you add Julie Louis Dreyfus's character,
mhm.
Valentina, I think her name was, and then
Yeah, it has the potential to be very fun.
it has the potential to be very fun, but it also has the potential to be very detrimental, according to Teebs, because it introduces Sentry, which he has quoted as saying he is a walking, talking MCU retcon.
Forgot Sentry was supposed to be
Yeah.
in this. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. Since they tried to make Captain Marvel into Sentry, maybe they'll make Sentry make actual sense. But
All right, here's the big one. This is one of Marvel's aces in their hands. July 25th, Fantastic Four First Steps. That's the first ace they can play.
I gotta say, I'm pretty fascinated to see what this what this movie has in store and what they have to store in store for one of their flagship franchises. We will see. Um, I'm hopeful, but who really cares about Fantastic Four? The main thing is you gotta get Doctor Doom right. I don't know how I feel about RDJ being Doctor Doom. We'll see how it plays out, but
We never talked about that, did we? Um,
we never talked about it because we didn't talk after Comic Con. But look, it's been talked
Initial
about many
reactions.
places. it's been talked about many places besides this podcast. Now I feel like we just be rehashing a bunch of stuff that people already said. So I don't want to
Yeah.
get into that. But
Listen, the Tony
we'll
Stark.
listen. We'll
If it's a Tony Stark variant, I hope it just makes sense. That's all. That's all I can say. If it makes
all I can
sense,
say
I'm
is
with it.
everything else having to do with Fantastic Four, the little crumbs that we've gotten that we can glean from it, um, have seemed like they're headed in the right direction. So let's just see what happens going forward.
How do you feel about the 1960s set piece?
I think that in order to tell this story with this team, it has to be set in a time that's not today. So yes, makes sense.
So, um, a little, a little Captain America, the first Avenger feel a little bit to it. Then,
No, it's more like Mad superhero Mad Men, but like
no,
I don't know.
that parallel. I mean, like to tell the story of Captain America, you have to start in the 40s and 50s. To tell the story of the Fantastic Four, you probably have to start in the 60s.
I don't think you need to start in the 60s to tell the story of the Fantastic Four, but the Fantastic Four at its core is base is such of like the traditional 60s nuclear family
Mm.
idea that you kind of have to start in the 50s or 60s. I don't want to, there's nothing out about this movie. I don't feel like
Let's not
there's
belabor it.
much to
Yeah.
talk about. Yeah.
Also next year, months have not been disclosed, but according to this, Ironheart and Eyes of Wakanda are both next year.
I don't know what Eyes of Wakanda are. I think Ironheart's too late.
You think so?
We'll see, but I don't know how they're going to market it, but I think it's been way too long since Wakanda
Wakanda
Forever.
Forever.
That movie was in what?
20,
21,
21,
22?
22, yeah. And
Yeah.
and
So
Ironheart hasn't popped up in any other MCU franchising. Hasn't didn't pop up
I
in
think
didn't pop up in like the Marvels or Miss
no, she
Marvel,
didn't
anything
pop
like
up
that.
anywhere. She didn't pop up anywhere, and I don't know how you're going to make this show and base it around
I
a character that you haven't built up. So I think it's might be a mistake. But moving on from that, you said Ironheart. What else?
Ironheart, Eyes of Wakanda is the other one.
I don't know what that is,
It's a
so we're just
four.
going to move past that.
It's a 4-part animated show about the Wakandan war dogs. Mm, it's well,
Just get us back. Just
Kugler's developing it,
I
so yeah.
yeah, I don't just give me more Black Panther or whatever. I don't really need to know the story about everybody. I really don't need to know the story about the freaking Amazon drivers in Wakanda. Okay, let's get back to the
Let's see. We have Avengers Doomsday, May 126.
no idea what Avengers team this is going to be. So we got to see what happens in Captain America, I guess,
And
before we
then
can have any excitement for Wakanda for Avengers 5. It would be. Also, there's a Doctor Strange 3 in there, or are you getting to that?
there is a Doctor Strange 3 in there. That was the next one.
Yeah, Doctor Strange 3. I don't know. I just don't think there's a whole lot of ground to go over with Doctor Strange unless you're using him to bring in a bunch of other multiverse characters. But I thought we were getting rid of the multiverse, so I don't know
So
why
did
we're
I.
doing that. But yeah, I don't understand what this movie is, so I'd be interesting to see what the idea is going forward. Um, what else?
It's still Sam Raimi, so that kind of piques my interest a little bit. Just because I did like Multiverse of Madness, it was old school Sam Raimi goodness. That's kind of what I took away from it.
Mm-hmm.
What else am I missing here? The only other things that I'm really like reading / seeing is like potential rumored stuff like that. Spider-Man 4 is in here, and I don't know if
Spider-Man 4 is in there. Apparently,
you,
Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are signed on for Spider-Man 4.
this is what I'm worried about with Spider-Man 4, and we have talked about this. Spider-Man at its core is a ground level, street level superhero. And if what I've been reading and seeing about how they're going to try to somehow squeeze Null, the symbiote god, in here, and then get all three of the Spider-Mans and this and all like
Well,
that.
David Hardy's Venom is supposed to be in this Spider-Man 4, so Tom
I,
Hardy's Venom.
I just think they're trying to do too much. Like, can we just get all we need for Spider-Man 4 is Spider-Man and Daredevil. That's all we need. That's all I need. If that's all Spider-Man 4 is, everybody should be happy.
They're not going to downscale it at this point. So
It's too late. I know. It's
you understand this.
And it's silly, and it's absolutely silly. And I think they're
They're not.
Personally, I think they're making a mistake, but that's just me. Let's see. Have we talked about X-Men 97? Did we do that?
I think we talked about it a little bit.
Because
there's going to be a season 2, I guess. Like, they fired the main creative force behind that show, so I don't know what this is going to be. I'm less interested in this now that he's off of that project.
Agreed.
I don't know what he did. But all I know is that the show is probably going to be the worst for not having him. So we don't need to talk about that anymore.
And that's kind of the slate as I see it, unless I'm missing some things. It was nice to have that little breathing room with the MCU, but it sounds like you're just ratcheting it right back up.
They put Avengers Secret Wars on there, which makes it seem like if they're doing Doomsday and then Secret Wars, it's probably going to be all Doom all the time, which I'm not against. But again, you better have the right Doctor Doom. That's all I got to say.
Right. So that just about does it for the catch up. One thing that we didn't really discuss is any Star Wars content, because there really hasn't been much.
Hasn't been any. I haven't cared about what there has been. So let me know when you have my Smugglers or X-Wing show. But until then, I could give a shit. Star Wars, really.
Acolyte was okay. It was all right.
I did not watch a frame of that, so I can't talk about it.
The Acolyte was alright. It was fine. It was okay. I thought the best thing about the Acolyte was probably the lightsaber and fighting scenes. That's all I enjoyed the most about it. Everything else.
That's all Star Wars wants to give you. That's all Star Wars wants to give you these days, just lightsaber fights. And the franchise is about more than lightsaber fights and Jedis. So once they
apparently
understand that and want to get back to that, once they get that and want to get back to the other things that happen in this universe, give me a call. But
until
as
then,
long as they're strictly focused on just doing Jedi shit, like, I'm out.
Teebs, we're back. It's Series 4.
Yeah, we're back.
It's the series of what again?
Of monetization and of the series of standardization and monetization.
I love it. As always, like, follow, subscribe to the podcast. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We will now have Teebs has petition for this, and I'm willing to do the work necessary, but we will have full video episodes on YouTube as well as reels and shorts on TikTok. I will take care of all of that because I'm all about helping this thing make money at this point.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing the lift on that.
And this is not to say And this is not to say that we are selling out in any way, shape, or form. However, if we do happen to get
we're selling out. We're totally selling out. I don't care what anybody says. We're selling out. We need money. Teebs needs to eat. Okay, that's what needs to happen.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Marvel, Kevin Feige. If you show up at either of our doors with like a hot bag of cash, then you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to work for our approval here, okay? You can't just throw out the same shit.
You really won't. You really won't. Kevin Feige, if you show up at my house with a bag of cash, I'll say what you want.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Sellout. Sellout. I can't believe my brother's a sellout. But yeah, this weekend, hit up San Diego Comic Fest. Teebs will be out there selling wares. If
I'll be
you
there.
if you saw his post on Facebook this week, either through Horror Fest San Diego or was it Midnight? The hell is it
Midnight
called?
Cult Art is my
Thank you.
Facebook.
If you've seen it on both, he's got an amazing Alien #1 book. So I don't know how much he's charging for that, but yeah, you might want to purchase that because that's going to be one of a kind. And when we get nice and famous, if it's autographed, that's going to be worth a little change. But just remember to bag it, seal it, board it. Just get it all done. Just get it all taken care of. Next week, it is the annual, like the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. It is the annual Teebs and KidPhoenix versus Halloween podcast. I can't wait for this.
Looking forward to it.
We have
then.
takes. We have takes. It is gonna get nasty on that podcast. But until next week, we are gonna be out of here. Talk to everyone next week. Series 4. Let's get in there.
Later.
Passing by, I see you're not satisfied.